cucumber strawberry water. Amazing. Hey everyone, welcome back to Garden State Growing. My name is Eric. This is the time to start a garden. Everything that we've been going through right now, the pandemic, COVID-19, stress at work, stress at home, economical finance, troubles. We want to start a garden. We think it's going to be a great idea. And the reality is that we find out we're spending a lot more money setting up our garden than we are actually growing vegetables. Okay, so gardening 101. It is not as easy as people think it is. There is a lot of outcomes we cannot control, and if we are one of those people that control things all the time, we're going to have a very difficult time growing a garden, because Mother Nature comes at us left and right every time, and that's what kind of makes a good gardener into a good gardener. We learn to deal with Mother Nature's freak ice storms and cold weather. If everything was ideal and I could sit there and put on paper, do this, do that, do this at a certain time, water this much, fertilize this much at a certain time, every single person on the planet would be gardening, because it would be so advantageous for them. But the reality is that's not how the world works. Trying to be a gardener and dealing with Mother Nature and things that come off the cup. You could say, oh, tomatoes like this much water and they have this much fertilizer, but in this situation they do this, and in this situation they do that, and it would be impossible for anyone to remember all those situations. So we try to do our best, and me personally, I try to post as much when I do come up to those type of situations. The most I could probably say to you right now, as far as gardening, is I don't want you to give up. I think that your plants, whatever they are amazing right now. Concentrate on the things that make you feel happy, the things that make you say, I'm a success. You're not going to grow everything perfectly the first time. Matter of fact, if this is your first year planting a garden, you're going to fail at more than you succeed. Your tomato plants are going to get tomatoes, but it may be like 4 or 5 tomatoes compared to a 10-foot trellis of tomatoes. Don't worry about that kind of stuff. That is just all. The way I feel about gardening is I literally fail more than I succeed, but every year I succeed just a little bit more. And every time I try growing a plant for the first time, and I try to apply everything I know about one plant to another plant. Is it nitrogen fixing? Is it a heavy feeder? Or do you have to ignore it? Do you have to do this? Do you have to do that? Every time I try to do that, I fail at growing the plant. But then the next year, I have learned what that plant needs. Less water, more fertilizer. Less fertilizer, more fertilizer. Every year it's a learning experience. My artichokes I killed last year. I didn't mulch them up enough. I didn't understand how important it was to mulch them up. And I only did like 6 inches instead of 12, and I didn't put plastic on top. So I learned. So hopefully this year I will have more artichokes. I'm constantly doing things like growing tomatoes in a container while I grow them in a raised bed. I want to see which one is going to do better and for what reason, what kind of fertilizer I'm adding, what watering regimen I'm adding. Listen, Everything that we're doing right now is very hard. This whole pandemic has thrown everybody's lives up, tossed and turned. There is half the nation that wants everything to open back up, and then there's half the nation that thinks that we are crazy because we're just going to end up with a whole nother round of COVID-19 and everybody's going to get sick again, and we're not going to be prepared again for this. So many of us have gotten together and said this is a great year to do our garden. I even, before this whole started, said this would be a great year to redo my entire garden. I ripped up all my raised beds. I put down all new raised beds. I think everything is laid out a lot better. I think that the plants are going to be rewarded with better sunshine and better moisture because I ripped up everything. But I am still in the infant stage where I'm saying to myself, don't be disappointed when it doesn't work out. And that is where I'm at, and I encourage you guys to be there. If you're just putting up one raised bed and, planting a whole bunch of stuff maybe that necessarily shouldn't be planted next to each other, and you're just taking care of it, don't worry about the stuff that dies. Just be concerned about the stuff that lives. Just, if your lettuce is doing great, feed the lettuce, do the lettuce, enjoy the lettuce, have lots of salads. If your strawberries are doing great, do the strawberries, man. It's okay. Every year we're not going to get broccoli, we're not going to get cauliflower, we're not going to get, the best hot peppers that we wanted because we didn't start them early enough. I don't know any of those things. Enjoy the garden. Sit back on your couch or your bench or your wood log or your Home Depot bucket. Drink a cup of tea. Look at your plants growing. Stop working for just a little bit and enjoy the fact that you're doing something incredible. You're creating life. You're nurturing life. You're living life. And it could be so much worse. Hey everyone, I'm sorry, that was just a very personal vlog, and I hope you enjoyed it or maybe agreed with some of it or understood just a little bit of it. But if you did, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, share this with your friends and family. I'm getting real used to saying that. But if you have any questions, if time is hard right now for you, I'm not just a gardener. I am a human being. You can reach out. You can put a little comment in the in the section below. I might not get right back to you, but I'm letting you know that things are hard sometimes, and disappointment comes and disappointment goes, and tomorrow we live on. This too shall pass. I want you to know, if no one else told you today that I love you, I love you. Your plants love you. Anybody you care for loves you right now. I guarantee it. You give love out to the world, love will come back to you. So why don't I pull up my bootstraps? I just got done filling that garden bed down there. And let's get some peppers on the ground.